we've spent millions of dollars on paid. These are just like random 3 that I could have found just now on my ads manager. Simple things that you want to know within an ads manager. Most setups will be done over here on the campaign level, and then you have ad set level and an ad level. Campaign level is really nothing. It's really just where you select what kind of ad you're running. An awareness ad, a traffic ad, engagement ad. Don't scale too fast. So that's the prime way to get an ad account ban. So we're going to be going over paid acquisition systems. And how many of you guys work with like info product businesses? Because I remember at the mastermind, I saw like everyone worked with info coaching and consultants.
I think it's pretty much 99%. I think it's everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So this will be really good for you guys in learning how to basically build out paid systems for them. And it'll be a very like intro starter, but it'll definitely be helpful for some of you guys who are, if you are running paid already, this will definitely do more for you. So once again,
there's a few coaches here as well who are running info.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Who's a coach?
Shadman, I believe. Well, yeah, I know, coach. And then some of them run like mixed offers where they're coaches and agencies as well. But yeah.
Nice. So this is my breakdown of whom I feel like I just gave this to you guys 10 seconds ago, but I'll give it to you. I grew an organic audience a long time ago. Haven't done it. Jason Cooperson has been on my neck, and actually he just hired me a full-time scriptwriter and editor. So now I'll be posting content again. We've spent millions of dollars on paid. These are just like random 3 that I could have found just now on my ads manager of clients that we've spent. This is one of our brands right now that generated 500,000 in the last year that me and Luke just talked about that we have to pay taxes on, which fucking sucks. But yeah, and this is just some more client results. This is one of our clients that spent 690,000 and generated 3.6x return. So roughly around $3 million in revenue for them. And once again, like I said, I generated an organic audience that I don't use ever on TikTok. None of it translated over to Instagram, but well, that's for different reasons. So what we're going to learn is basically entry-level paid ads for you guys. And then this is going to help you in turn scale your business. Does anybody have a big organic audience or semi-organic audience? I would say like anywhere between 10 and 50K here. Anybody?
I've got about 10K on Facebook, but none on other platforms.
So that's even useful for you too, then, for sure.
I think
anybody else?
50K.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
So
I do, but it's like, I mean, it's not my B2B offer. It's more like fitness related.
Okay, so this is in turn going to help you basically leverage that audience even more, even if it's not a B2B. When you run paid acquisition from an account that looks good, you get better returns. The same way that when Luke and Harvey run paid, it looks better than when Joe Schmo, the Indian guy who has 3 clients and 2 Instagram edit posts, runs an ad. It doesn't look as good. So wherever you have a platform, it kind of helps you establish trust and other things in there. So this is the basic breakdown of, oh, Xavier's in here. What's up, brother?
It's good.
He's going to shout at him for driving again.
Yeah. This is the basic breakdown of how to win with ads. So there's really 3 basic things that go into running successful ads. One is you have to have a good offer for paid. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have learned what a good offer for organic is or what a good overall agency offer is. It's a little bit different for paid. I would say 20% of your ad success is how good your offer is for paid, and we'll go over that. 25% of it is how you script your ads and ad copy. So we've kind of developed a formula that I use basically for everyone. I kind of pivot off of it and in certain ways, but it really helps you structure your paid acquisition in a way that's predictable and easy to work with. And copy, when you write copy for ads, we've tested with hundreds of thousands of dollars what copy works best. And by copy, I mean like the text, whether it's short, whether it's long, whether it's super descriptive. We've tested what copy works best. And in most cases, it's very short copy, because on social media, people's attention span and everything is super low. So the shorter the copy and the simpler you can get across your point to them, the easier it is for them to convert. And the last one, 55% of all paid ad systems are of paid ad success is systems and closing. If you don't have systems in place, there are some people on this call who I've worked with who can tell you your business will basically blow up in 2 seconds if you successfully run paid. And like, people really underestimate the spend you need to blow up your business with paid acquisition. Like $100 to $200 a day in spend seems like not a lot because you hear people spending $100,000 a month. Dude, $100,000 to somebody who doesn't have the right systems and the right everything in place, it will blow up your business. So let's talk about what a good paid ads offer is. So it's an offer that has to stick out to your niche and it has to dig into their pain. If you are an organic content coach and you're just telling people that you're going to help them get 10,000 views on Instagram, your offer doesn't really stick out. You kind of melt in with the rest of the herd. Whatever the pain is that you're digging into, you want to basically make it so that it's something that they have to take action on, or else they're kind of just losing out. So the next thing is an offer that has to be structured so you can deliver it in a reasonable amount of time, and that has to be something that you basically portray in your ads. If I'm telling you I'm going to make you a millionaire in 5 years, it's very unlikely that you're going to go to whatever I'm trying to send you and click the link and do whatever. But if I tell you I can implement a paid acquisition system into your business in just 5 days, it's more likely that you'll transfer over to whatever my transfer portal is, whether that's a webinar, a DM, or whatever. You're more likely to go to it because there's a reasonable amount of time dedicated to getting you a result. People really have to understand what the fuck you're doing. So this is a mistake that we see more with beginners, and I've seen with a lot of people. They use a lot of like high level talk, or they use low level talk. Like we have a copywriting client right now, and they didn't specify that copywriting means writing for people. And people literally hopped on sales calls and were like, oh, we thought this had something to do with music. And everyone was like, what the hell? Like you're selling like wrong people. So basically they have to quickly understand what you're selling them. So if you're a fitness coach and you're explaining that you have like macros and you have to eat well and you have to lift and stuff like this, like that's very simple. But if you're talking about like certain workouts and certain muscle groups in the ad, people have no idea what you're talking about and they'll most likely just leave. So there also has to be some form of interest or suspense with your offer. If they're not interested, this is like brain simple. If they're not interested, they're not going to go to the next page. But I see a lot of offers that are like, we will implement this KPI or implement this system into you. And people are just not interested in that. They're more interested in financial gain, monetary gain, or some sort of education that they can get interested in that and be like, okay, I need to show up to whatever this is. And then the last one is multiple levels to your offer. So a downsell and an upsell. If you do not have a downsell and you just have one offer, you are leaving so much money on the table. And most of the times when I come into people who have high ticket offers, I beg and plead them to come up with a downsell, because you're kind of just leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, of people who are not yet either committed to buying your high ticket or physically don't have the income to buy your high ticket yet. But your downsell offer could nurture them and educate them into buying your high ticket. Now, we've worked with people who we never had a front-facing high ticket offer. We only sold low ticket. And by low ticket, I mean 497, around that range, 299. So we've sold the 497, 299 to the masses. And then within the program, the community, the info, we then upsold people into the high ticket. And that's where we make pure profit on the high ticket. So having a downsell, super important. So now I'm going to go over 3 offers that you see, probably a lot of people you know in the space, and I want some of you guys to break down why this is so good. So this is Cole Gordon. Who doesn't know who Cole Gordon is? I feel like everyone knows who Cole Gordon is. He's the king of scaling paid acquisition to cold traffic. So why is Cole's offer so good? 1, he's calling out exactly who he is. So nobody's guessing who the fuck he's talking to. He's talking to coaches and agencies. Then he's digging into their pain. If you want to increase your sales, increase your lead quality, and increase your close percentage, these are all things that agency owners and coaches really want. I found a one single hire, so a simple solution that you can make in the next 7 days, short time span, really simple. And that's boom, a quality setter. That's where he continues the ad from, and that's where he continues everything on the ad from. So like I said, big, bold offer, calling out who he wants to do, and then one simple solution to a quick return time, 7 days. Dude, if I told you I could fix your business in 7 days, who wouldn't pay me? Boom, next step. This is Serge Katari. This is, I mean, most of you guys know who Serge is, I hope. This is one of his ad copies that he ran very successfully for a long time. Same thing. Anybody want to break this down off of the stuff that I just explained, or am I going to have to break it down again myself?
I think break it down, and then everyone at the end will kind of chime in on why it's good.
So same thing. 7-step system. This is something that he only has to launch people stuff. Scaled from 15K offers to 100 to 250K per month. So big claim, huge claim. I gotta turn my light on. It's kind of dark in here. And then 12 months later, everything was ready to go. Limited spots, get everyone in. This is not the best because he's not giving you a quick turnaround, but he has so much authority that you're able to just listen to him and be like, okay, well, Serge has done this in a short amount of time. I don't know what to do. My best example of somebody, Xavier, you know this guy. He's amazing. I love him to death too. And I take a lot of inspiration from his paid ads. BlizzKit, Daniel Fazio. This is probably the best copy, and the reason they were able to go from 0 to 108K in MRR in 90 days with their new company is because their ads were so fucking good. They have no organic presence. They literally have negative organic presence, I'm pretty sure at this point. Like maybe a little bit on YouTube, but all of his stuff is from paid. And the reason it works so well is because he explains exactly what he does, sent 10,000 cold emails per day, and took our new B2B offer. So nobody's thinking like, oh, what is this? Maybe they're selling candy or something. No, they're selling a B2B offer to 108K MRR, big claim, in a time span that is reasonable, 90 days, and we will build the same exact system for your business. This is the shortest ad copy that has probably the craziest conversion rate I've ever seen in my life. Now, I've dug into his backend and I've seen a lot of the stuff that he does backend, but this works so well because it's so simple. And even the brain rot guy who sits on the corner, if I explain this to him, just this 3 sentences, the homeless guy, he would understand this. And a lot of people kind of overcomplicate their ad copy and it doesn't work well, and their offer, and it doesn't work well compared to, I mean, I feel like most of you guys who are on a B2B offer would kind of take this offer up. Like, tell me this doesn't sound appealing to you, or you wouldn't go to the next page or show up to the webinar or do whatever. Like this is appealing for me. I got on a sales call. You know what I mean? I don't have a cold email acquisition system, but I got on the sales call because it's such an appealing offer and it's so easily understandable that I'm like, damn, I have to learn what this is. So anybody have any questions about offers? I feel like there's a lot of people pouring in now, so there's like more.
Yeah. Guys,
a lot of people
if
didn't.
you want.
If you have any
ask
questions about offers and stuff before I go on to the next segment. So talking about offers for your paid.
What are your thoughts on like the guarantee aspect of it? Do you think you should always have a guarantee in there, or?
So guarantees are good. They're a little oversaturated at this point. Everyone has milked guarantees to the max that people have kind of just become desensitized to them. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say, Charlie Morgan really milked guarantees. Like, he guaranteed people, but then everyone understood there was a list. Not shitting on Charlie Morgan. He's amazing. He makes a lot of money. He does everything really well. But like, people understand that, like, if I'm saying I guarantee this, there's about a dozen things that you have to do to get that money guaranteed back or whatever. So it may work, it may not. It's more of like, you want to capture interest and attention and make them understand that you can deliver a service quickly and get them results in a reasonable amount of time. Now, if I'm ran a paid ad offer and told you I'd make you a millionaire in a week, you'd be like, all right, who the fuck is this guy? He's full of shit. You know what I mean? So make it reasonable. Don't make it like, I will make you 50K guaranteed in the next week. Everyone's going to be like, all right, cool. Nobody's going to convert on that.
Got it. Thank you.
Anybody
Just on ad copy. I saw this thing from he's an Aussie guy. It's Subi, something like that. Subi. He's like on Shark
Sabri
Tank. That's the
Subi.
one, yeah. And what he's saying is he's got this tool now, something King Kong something, for $99. Basically, he says that the thing will go and use all of his previous ad copy as reference, and it's basically a chat GPT bot, which then chucks out the best kind of ad copy. Have you played with this kind of stuff? So I guess, I mean, you know, we're looking at offers and ad copy, which is at the front end, which is going to get eyeballs, right? So I'm guessing the question I have is, have you played with tools like this? And you know, what's the best way to get this kind of copy in front of you? Because obviously Listkit is genius, but how do we, who are people who are not geniuses, come up with stuff like this?
I mean, good offer, right? So you just fell into a crazy marketing scheme that for $99, he's going to sell you an ad copy tool that basically writes copy for a normal person, or what you
Yep.
can do on ChatGPT. But he structured it in a way because he's made millions of dollars and he's ran millions of dollars worth of ads that you believe that his ad copy tool is any different than just ChatGPT. You can do the same exact thing by copying your top 5 competitors' ads, going into the ads library. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Just go into the ads library, find your top 5 competitors, whoever that is. Let's say Listkit, boom, go in here, see all their active ads, see the ones that have been running for a decent amount of time. Take their ad copy, take this, copy it all into a Google sheet, paste it into GPT, be like, hey, GPT, every time I ask you to write me ad copy or structure my offer in any way, look at all these relevant resources that are successful and write my ad copy based on that. So he made an offer that sounds way better than what it actually is for $99. And you're thinking $99, that's such a little amount of money for such an amazing offering tool. But the reason he's able to do that is just because of his authority figure and because people, I don't want to say lack the knowledge to do things like this themselves. But it's a really good offer. He made a really good offer. Do I use things like that? Hell yes. But for me, when I come into people's businesses and I look at how to run their paid ads, it's really more about sitting down with them, understanding their whole offer, understanding what they do as a service, and then putting together an offer that nobody else has in the market and writing it in a structural way that makes sense. Can you use tools like that? 100%. Should you use them? Yes, I use them all the time.
Cool, got it. Is there a list of tools that we can? I mean, I've heard of Big Spy, which I think kind of spies on the top guys. I don't. Do you want to put a list of tools together that we can give to people?
So tools like that honestly work better for e-commerce brands than for info products. We use them for e-commerce a lot. For info products, they're not as effective because we're not tracking direct conversion. So when you run e-commerce ads, you can somewhat track direct conversions within the platform so that whatever these spy tools are, they track them. When you're talking about info, you can't track direct conversions. The way we track direct conversions with info is with a tool called Hyros, and we don't feed that data back publicly. So using Big Spy and all these ad spy tools for info products doesn't work the best. There is an unethical way to get into other people's ad accounts, but it is very expensive and very unethical.
Okay.
I would not suggest doing it. But if you really dig, you could find a way to do it.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Right. Adam?
Yeah, so I have a quick question. It might be dumb, but yeah, I was scraping some ads recently for my offer for like helping fitness coaches, so, like setting the whole funnel, all that kind of stuff. Do you think there's a big difference, or do you think I should be running more so video ads or graphics? Because I've been seeing a lot more like ads that are graphics instead of videos.
So this good pivot. I'm going to go into this, and that's actually a really, really good pivot. This is how we structure ads and do stuff in general to make your creative testing, because that's all that you're asking about right now. You're just asking about creative testing to find the cheapest booked call, find the cheapest conversion, and the best quality conversion. This is how we script most ads, actually script most ads. So call out hook, dig pain point, social proof, where you're showing them that what you actually do delivers and you're agitating their pain. Your unique mechanism, it doesn't have to be a unique mechanism, or whatever the hell that you do different than everybody else in your space. Your bold offer, which is the 7 days, the 6 days, blah, blah, blah. And then your CTA. The way that you're able to creative test so easily, and we're able to do this, is, I mean, most of you guys have been to high school, I'm hoping. So when you're in high school and you write essays, they teach you intro, body, conclusion, right? Like you have the intro that kind of like ties everyone in. That's your hook. The body, which is explaining what you actually do and everything. And then the conclusion is your CTA. Write your bodies for your ads first, right? So write your social proof and your agitating pain, your unique mechanism, and your bold offer. And then just go into the ads library, look at your competitors, and steal their first 10 seconds. Film 4 to 6 of them. And then all you have to do is realistically just take the hook, implement it with the body. Take the hook, implement it with the body. So when you filmed 4 hooks and 1 ad, you actually got 4 ads out of it. You didn't just get 1. And this allows you to creative test a lot easier. You can also throw pictures in there. Now for pictures, it's really, really simple. They're basically just like pictures you see on Instagram stories and stuff like that. Most of the time, people run pictures. It's either a big result or something, or an explanation of pain, solution, next thing. So you want to test. I wouldn't really say getting into pictures is that effective until you're spending a decent amount of money, right? Like pictures are more like retargeting. Pictures are more like not really cold traffic. Pictures are, you're not really portraying over much information in a picture ad. It works really well for retargeting. It doesn't work super well for cold traffic. Anybody have any questions about this? This is simple creative testing. Make sense?
So I've heard that people are now starting to use HeyGen so that you can start doing more filming easier. Have you guys had data on things with AI and kind of manual filming, UGC filming?
UGC ads work. They work because usually the person you're portraying hits the audience you're portraying. Clearly, if you run ads for 50-year-olds and you're an 18-year-old on the screen, sometimes they don't relate as well. Other way true. 50-year-old, you're trying to hit 18-year-olds, it doesn't work as well. So UGC works in that aspect. I don't think AI videos or AI things like that work too well unless you're talking about motion graphics. We've tested a lot of motion graphics similar to Dan Coe, similar to like a lot of these guys who, if you guys know Cerberus Media, so I'll pull up Cerberus Media for you guys. This is actually a pretty big partner that I've worked with before, but they do stuff like this. Like these are kind of like video motion graphics that are less face, more voiceover stuff. These work really well as ads because it's kind of engaging and people don't really see a face or anything. The issue with stuff like this is your lead quality tends to go down.
It's very interesting. There's various ways you can do it, but I'd say overall, like Nathan was saying, is obviously tested a lot. Just head
Video.
No,
Video,
yeah, we've done talking head. We do a lot of pictures and stuff for different companies and motion graphics because you get to a certain point where when you're spending so much money, you can't just spend it all on reels. You have to expand out into motion graphics, into images, into everything. So I'm not going to shoot anything down ever, but I really doubt that there's many people in that space who are spending that much. Like even Cole Gordon, if we go on to his, like, he spends hundreds, or a good example is Kai Bax. You guys probably know who Kai Bax is, right? Kai Bax, what's his Instagram? It's Kai Bax. This is a perfect example of Kai. It's Kai Bax. This is a guy who spends, I think last I heard, around 10 to 15K a day on cold traffic and cold acquisition. And I mean, this is somebody who spends way more than Serge, probably at the level of Cole and a bunch of people like Charlie. I mean, he's using UGC, yes, like you see.
I signed 700 and
a woman talking in this motion graphics, but look at the sheer volume that he's testing, guys. These are all active, by the way. So this is what creative testing looks like. And I mean,
do you want an AI sales agent to complete?
You guys might not see a difference, but
765 new high-ticket.
I just pulled up this ad and just pulled up the one that we just launched, and the body's the same. He's just retesting hooks. So this is what creative testing at that level looks like. Now, he doesn't even have photos in here. Damn, he has a lot of active ads. Holy shit. But he's using UGC creators. He's running different ones where you have text in front to probably stop the scroll of people. He's definitely not only running on Instagram, he's also running on Facebook. And he does a lot of stuff, but here's when we get to inactive. We're about half an hour scroll deep and we're at inactive now. So this is somebody who I'd look for reference, not somebody like Serge, to be 100% honest with you, because there's a lot more data here than there is in looking at 4 ads that Serge has, even though Serge is a bigger name in the space.
Yeah, I get the impression that Serge is starting to get lots more clients from his organic now, from YouTube, because a lot of people start kind of seeing, because his sales calls are full. And as you just said, his ads are not that heavy. So I think he's getting lots more traffic organically now.
Yeah, for sure. Any other questions on ad scripting and formatting? because now I'm going to jump into an ads manager and show you guys how to kind of set up your first campaigns and everything. Anybody else? Quickly? Nope. Cool. This is what creative testing looks like in ads manager. You can break it down into hook, number, body number, hook number, body number, hook number, body number. And now let's go into the ads manager. Okay. So this is a fresh ad campaign. I'm sorry I can't show you guys other people's ad campaigns. That would kind of be against a lot of my contracts and stuff, but we'll basically run through. So simple things that you want to know within an ads manager. Most setups will be done over here on the campaign level, and then you have ad set level and an ad level. Campaign level is really nothing. It's really just where you select what kind of ad you're running. An awareness ad, a traffic ad, engagement ad, lead ad, an app promotion, or a sales ad. If most of you guys are coaches, info products, whatever agencies, you really will not touch anything else other than leads. Do not run awareness campaigns, do not run traffic campaigns, do not run engagement campaigns. You will only really be running lead campaigns. Advantage campaign budget is really something that you guys shouldn't touch because you're not spending that much. So I would just leave everything else on this page blank. Name the campaign, whatever you guys want to name it. As simple, you could just do, this is my test 1 campaign where I'm going to be doing 3 ads and then whatever. That's it. And the day. I always put the day so you can always go back. So it's 11/23. 24. I always go back and see what I did on that day and what the campaign structure looked like on that day in case I need to do anything. Please, please, please do not touch anything in here because then you will definitely get your ads banned before you even launch them. Next, this is really where most of your money is made in the ad set level. The simplest way to creative test is just to have one ad set with one audience and multiple different ads. Now that works when you have sales, when you have some sort of an Instagram audience, or when you know an interest will buy from you. So if you are a real estate agent or selling a real estate program, I would just go into the targeting and put real estate and run one audience. There's not really any other need to do that, anything else other than that. Over here is where you have all your conversions. So website means you're sending people to your website. For most of you guys, I wouldn't really focus on this yet because there's a lot more in-depth data stuff that you have to do, like setting up a pixel, setting up a funnel, setting up a VSL, a type form, book a call thing, and you have to set a pixel, and pixel is very difficult for new people. For most of you guys, I would either really talk about instant forms because you're keeping people on platform, you're collecting their information, and you're making it as easy as possible for them to just give you the information and for you to follow up with them. Or you can try DMs. I'm really against DM ads, honestly, but you can try DM. So I would stick for you, most of you guys, for instant forms. Now, what instant forms are, and you'll see that here's where you put your budget, by the way, guys. In case you guys didn't know, put whatever budget you want. We won't talk about budget scaling because you're not really there. And then audience control. Somebody just raised their hand. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I have a question. I've seen a lot of like fitness coaches, because that's what I work with, run like profile visits and or follower ads. What are your thoughts on that?
The Brandon Carter. Dun dun dun. It's a very popularized thing that a lot of people have been doing right now. So they run profile visit ads and then they run follower ads, and they think that the people that they're going to get from them are somehow going to convert on their offer. The way that Meta in general, Instagram, Facebook, builds their whole system is they optimize on whatever you tell it to do. I challenge a lot of you guys to go launch an ad after this call for $5 on likes on your last post. Spend $5 and see what kind of people you get who like your post, and see what the quality of lead is of people who've liked your post. I, hands down, I'm almost ready to say that most of them will be low leverage, almost bot-like accounts that will never buy anything from you, because Meta is optimizing for people who just like anything. So you know how there's this like brain dead people who just scroll and then they just like the first thing they see and like the next thing they see. Like that's who Meta is putting that ad in front of. You really want to optimize your ads in general towards your end goal, whether that's a sale, whether that's a lead, whether that's a whatever. Now, I've seen it work a lot where people run profile visits and then they retarget people, but you're playing a mass game to target minimal people. So in my personal opinion, I don't do that. I tested it about a year and a half ago. It worked a lot better a year and a half ago than it works now. because people are kind of just used to whatever. Can I say names? Is this going on YouTube?
It will go on YouTube, but I can
I
cut.
just
some
yeah,
things
just
out.
cut the names out. People like
Yeah.
they've kind of just ride this space, and they turned something that was before called an omni growth campaign that was very like niche and not known about, and people used to do to like really grow a following of nurtured people and then retarget them with ads, into something that everybody and their mother all of a sudden just spams, and they hope it's going to work. It doesn't work as well as it used to, my opinion. I don't run it anymore for any.
So are you saying like having something more direct is better, or is
Yeah,
that what I
because
should focus on?
because you want to, the more direct thing is you want Meta to optimize for what you actually want it to do. That's why Hyros is so important, and all these ad tracking platforms are so important, because we're feeding back successful data to Meta and saying, hey Meta, find me more people like this. The algorithms have gotten insanely good. Like in terms of targeting, we don't really target that crazy. Like I'm not targeting by, income-based zip codes, interests and stuff like that. Like we test different stacks, but the best case scenario is just feeding more data back to Meta and telling it, hey, this is the type of people we want. So if you're feeding it data back of people who just viewed your profile, those are very low leverage people
Mm-hmm.
compared to somebody who's purchased, hopped on a call with you or stuff like that. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. So I have a question. So like, let's say best bet would probably be like the fitness coaches I work with, like I run a direct ad, targeting and calling out the audience, but then having like a type form to a Calendly call, and then take the people that booked the Calendly call and use that and give it to Facebook to find
Yes.
people like that.
Yes. So
Okay.
you could even do it with the much simpler way, which is with instant forms. If you don't want to take
Mhm.
people off platform and deal with Pixel, instant forms allow you to basically just keep people native on platform, collect their information and their data. So I'll show you a rough breakdown of what an instant form looks like, because this is a brand new account, so there's no instant forms on it.
And then for the audience, do you think for the fitness coaches that I work with, it should be like lookalike or broad, or what are your
Well,
opinions?
we'll
about
get
it?
into audience targeting right now. It's a big difference. You have to test multiple things to see audience targeting. I don't even have a fucking page here. So here, this is what instant forms look like when you talk about conversion. So I would name this instant form fitness coach test. So when somebody clicks on an ad, this is exactly what they're going to go to, right? I always put higher intent over more volume, because more volume allows people to autofill and do garbage stuff, and it's really not the best. So I always put higher intent. First thing, your intro, your background image, optional. It's not really that important. You can add a background image if you want. Usually I just leave it because it just leaves the video that's playing in the back on the background. Greetings, recommended. So always do a short headline, be like, thanks for showing interest. Or a big one is always like, ready to claim your whatever your offer is. So your offer, whatever the fuck your offer is. Paragraph, I don't really put stuff. I usually list the top features of this. So like 10-day workout plan, meal prep. I'm just doing an example for fitness coaches, like meal preps, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You get the thing. And then these are the questions that you're asking. So you always ask for name, email, and then I always do phone number, 100%, because these are the three things.
Do you get their Instagram too? So like the appointments that could just follow up through there,
So,
or?
Wonderful question. What you can do is you can add other contact fields and stuff like this, or what you can do is you can add your own questions. So you can add multiple choice, short answer, conditional, appointment setting time. So short answer, be like, what your Instagram? They could follow up, but phone number too. Another big one is, you could be like, how interested are you in this program? How interested are you in changing your weight? Pre-qualifying questions so that you know what a good quality lead is compared to a bad quality lead, if that makes sense. And this, your cost will be really low for this, and your lead quality will be pretty like fluent with this, because you're keeping people on platform. The rule of thumb is when you take people off platform, it's usually more expensive than when you keep people on platform.
And then can you have these people like book, or is it just an application?
So I'm gonna give you an example of how you can book. Once you can go through Marco, I see you, let me finish with this, and then we'll see. So once they do this, they fill out all their information, and this is kind of like an on-platform type form, right? This is an on-platform type form. Once you go to here, next, this is a little hack that we use. You usually have to put in a privacy policy page, but at the ending screen, a lot of people say, thanks, you're all set, we'll contact you there. I have always done this. You are not done yet.
Mhm.
If you really want blah, blah, blah to know in this,
Yeah.
whatever, go to website, put your Calendly link here. And then the people who are really, really high intent and probably are going to be really good quality leads are going to read this text right here, read whatever you're telling them here, and go and book a call. They will be the highest
Okay.
quality. So this can literally be changed to a book a call button. So now it says
Okay.
book a call on your type form. Now,
So not even like,
go ahead.
so should I just have like the straight Calendly link, or should I have like the funnel page with the results and the Calendly and the headline there too? Is just the Calendly link? Does it make
I would split test it.
Okay.
So I'm
it.
going to be 100% honest with you. This is the lowest leverage ad strategy that I'm teaching you guys right now. The reason I'm saying this right now is because I have a friend right now who runs this ad strategy, spends around $25,000 a month and makes around 80 to 100K a month every single month for the last 9 months. Just because this is the lowest leverage ad strategy and it's the simplest way to set up does not mean it is not effective. It is immensely effective. It's just in our industry, there's a lot of different ways that people run webinar offers, people run this, but this is still a very, very effective strategy. I actually helped an agency scale from $0 to $140,000 only running lead forms. So all they ran is lead forms. They didn't run any VSL pages, any webinars, any type forms. All they ran was this. So just because it is the lowest leverage activity and it seems like the simplest and like, oh, nobody does this, there are massive people in the space like Jacob Levingrad who still run just this and they will never pivot away from it. Marco, go ahead.
Yeah, so you have answered my question already. My question was, is it a better lead quality when the lead goes through landing page results and then VSL, then booking call, or better lead quality with like instant forms and the type you have showed us?
So in terms of lead quality in general, lead quality depends on many different things. It depends on how your targeting parameters are set up, who you're trying to reach, what kind of data you're feeding back to Pixel. In a global scale, this will bring you more leads at a lower lead quality, and you will have to have a better setter and better closer and a better system on the back end. Compared to the other one, will have a much higher cost, a 4x cost. Like we run type forms, we run lead forms and I get leads at like anywhere between $1 and $5. Compared to when we run book of calls and stuff like that, our average cost is anywhere between $50 and $35. So you're definitely getting a lot lower quality leads with this, but you're getting more mass, which for most beginners allows you to learn a lot faster. If you're a beginner, this is the fastest way to be more contact with leads, understand how to sell cold traffic, test your offer, and do all these things compared to spending a lot more money on book a call, building pixels, getting a closed deal. Maybe if your offer's not that good and you don't really understand targeting at like every 100 calls or something, you're going to get really demotivated, not understand how the system works, and not really be super around it. Compared to with this, there's a lot more mass, so you can test a lot more. Make sense?
Understand. Thank you.
Nassar?
Yeah, quick one. So you mentioned something like feeding data back to Meta and Hyros. Even with smaller ad budgets like 3-5K a month, is it worth plugging in Hyros right now, or should we wait? And I've got another question is, so with Hormozis Group, what they're saying is that they basically run ads and send them straight to school pages. So school page, I don't know if you know, basically very, very simple version of a VSL page. So what's your experience with using, kind of school page type VSL
So
landing pages?
why would Hermosi say that he wants to run his traffic to a school page? Did it have anything to do that
He wants
maybe
what?
he's a big part of school?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. But I mean, the school thing is it's really simple to set up. I guess the question is, what's best? I mean, I've been kind of having headaches with Go High Level, trying to get that to work. Other people just send it to ClickFunnels. Other people, like you just said, this is brilliant. Straight to a lead form. Is it just a
Yeah,
case of
I don't.
split testing
I
loads
don't
of
run.
different things?
I don't run. I don't run anything to school pages because there's no tracking parameters or anything. If that's your question, you can't track anything. You
Okay.
can kind of hit or miss track and say, oh, I got 50 clicks and 2 people signed up, but I don't really know where the hell they came from. So I don't really run anything to school pages. I understand why Hermosi would say this, and
Yeah.
because he's a big person in the school community and he's very invested in school. So of course he's going to tell you to run everything to his platform. I don't know what the conversion numbers are because, honest to God, I've never tested it.
Okay.
I'm not against it. Hyros, is it important for you to have Hyros at a low level? I'm always going to say yes, because the more data you feed back, the better it is in the long run. Hyros is not that expensive until you start making a substantial amount of money. I believe a Hyros subscription is like $100 to $200 a month.
Yeah, it's
Now-
$100 a month base level. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, base level. So you're not really going to be doing that. But Hyros is, in most cases, I don't recommend it to beginners because it looks crazy. I want to see if I could blur out some of.
Just
You'll
pull
be
up
able to-
Luke's account. We know he's spending $1 million a month, so
well, you'll
it's
be
okay.
able to
We already
blur
know.
out. You'll be able to blur out like
Yeah,
who this
no,
is.
you're
I'm not gonna
good.
pull.
I'm gonna blur out some of your like IDs and shit as well from the ads.
Yeah. So I can open this. So like this is a semi-small Hyros account that like we run, but like you could see it's very like overpopulated. We have like tracking numbers, revenue, sales data. Like this is stuff that like this is in most cases stuff like where it's coming from, Klarna, Boost. This is somebody who refunded. Like you're kind of able to see this is an add to cart retargeting search. Like you're able to see a lot more than just within the ads manager. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And feeding this data back. This is a semi, I mean, this isn't like, remember to blur this. This is a semi big account. They spend a decent amount a month. They're really trying to scale super fast. That's why they integrated Hyros super early. But this is their first month, right? Like we launched on the 12th, and this is all their sales data so far from the 12th on. So it's very, very important to kind of have a lot more data. And I would say for most beginners, it's very like, you're going to get lost here. So I would kind of discourage to using Hyros until you're way later on and until you like really understand. If you're just launching ads, don't get Hyros right away. There's also a lot of UTM tracking, coding and stuff like that you really have to know on the back end, that if you just like, you're just starting out, dude, like it's really not worth it, to be honest with you. Like look how many sources we're tracking.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep.
Embedding all of this stuff, building like all the different tags that we have for NMI tracking and integrations. It's not something that just a random person when they're starting really should do, because you're kind of like, it's going to just overbear you. It's like probably the first time you guys ever opened GHL and you're like, holy shit, what the fuck is all of this like random stuff? It's exactly the same.
Yeah, man. Okay, thanks.
No problem. So in terms of most of you guys for creative testing, because this is what we'll go back to, I think you guys kind of understand how to set up a creative, right? You pick over here, video ad. The primary text is usually the headlining text. It's the thing that says it at the top. Once again, we've tested this with hundreds of thousands of dollars, so you guys don't have to. Make it very fucking simple and make it kind of explaining your offer, and that's about it. The headline really is just that bottom line text. I know it says headline, but it's like that thing on the bottom that sends people to traffic. So always be like, sign up for a webinar, or like how to get 6-pack in 25 days. And then I always do like an emoji or an arrow pointing to the button that makes people go to that. So I always do like some random, where's the emojis? Over here. Like I just do an arrow pointing right because the button is usually always right or down. 2 things. Now, call to actions, you want to make, this is where I see like #1 rookie mistakes in running ads. You want to make calls to actions actually relatable to what the fuck you're doing. So if you're telling people to book a call and you have subscribe running, you look stupid. And most people will not convert. Like I even see this now. A lot of people mess this up where they're like, get quote for what? You told me to book a call. Keep it super simple. Apply now, book now. Don't ever touch download. You guys will never ever need to touch download. Sign up is more for like webinars and stuff. Daniel and a lot of them run a lot of stuff like this. Cardinal Mason runs a lot of stuff like this because I know Sanjay basically lives on sign up. Next, you go to media. Now, for most of you guys, it's going to look like this. You're not going to have any videos. This is a backlog of all of your videos and all of your stuff. What you're going to do is you're going to go press upload. Oh, did it just crash? Hello? You guys still hear me?
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, it just crashed for a second.
Oh,
Basically, you're going to upload your video. Let's see if I can do it again. I'm going to upload one of my random ones. One second, guys. So you're going to upload your video and it's going to go into something like this. This is one of my ads that we're running right now. So then you're going to go to next. Don't crop it. Keep that in as long as you don't have any stupid ad stuff in there that you don't want to keep in. Now over here, this is where people make a lot of mistakes too. You want to basically make sure that everything stays on original. Don't crop in your videos like this. I know it says recommended. Don't ever listen to what they recommend or all this dumb stuff that they say, because most of the time their recommendations make your video look horrible. Like if I play this video now, it kind of is like cut and doesn't look super right compared to if I keep it on the original. Yes, there'll be black bars on the side, but you see this for a lot of ads anyway, like for most people. Keep most of this off. Don't put a video filter. Don't enhance CTAs. Leave most of the settings off, and that's it. And then you have your video. So once again, down here, primary text, headline, whatever. This is pretty simple. Everyone understand this? Anybody have any questions about this? No? Most of you guys have played around with this. Most of you guys understand what I just explained. Can I get like nods? Yeah? Okay, good. Now, this is the targeting parameter that's really, really important. So this is where money's either made or money's lost. When you target, you almost never want to have advantage plus audience, but I've tested it before. In some cases, it works. You really want to go to original and you really want to make audiences yourself, because then you know what you're targeting. So certain audiences, like lookalike audiences. To build a lookalike audience, you have to go to this tab here, and then you build an audience based off of whatever you have. So if you have an Instagram connected, you can build a lookalike off of the Instagram. I can't show that because somebody's Instagram is going to pop up and I'm going to get in trouble. Or you can build it off of a customer list, or you could build it off of website traffic, or you could build it off of a million, bazillion other things, right? Facebook page, Nassar, I know you said you have 10,000 people on your Facebook page. Build a lookalike audience off of your Facebook page and target them. That will do much better than just targeting them bland. Lead forms, people who've interacted with your lead forms, people who've completed it, people who've opened it. You could do hundreds of different targeting and audiences, and it's really important to test audiences, because in most cases, this is where you'll get your best results from. Another big thing that a lot of people say is interest testing. This I've done before. If you really know your interest, you can do what we call an interest stack. So you can, right here, go to detailed targeting, and you can put in a demographic, an interest, or a behavior. So fitness. We have physical fitness, anytime fitness, Vita Fitness. These are all interests. See, people are interested in LA Fitness. People are interested in Crunch Fitness. These are all gyms in the US for most of you guys. Equinox. We know Equinox Fitness is a higher level gym. We would target people who are interested in Equinox Fitness because they are probably higher level buyers. They are willing to spend $200, $300 on a gym membership. That means they'll spend money on a coaching program. Boom. You can interest stack. So you can do this with people who are searching for abs. This is ABS, but I have to find like abs, like interest. Abs is a bad one. Let's do biceps. I don't know how to spell, guys. Sorry. Yeah, bicep curls. There we go. That's an interest stack. I usually put like 3 or 4 things in an interest stack audience. Don't put an interest and a lookalike. If you're doing interest, stick with interest. If you're going to do a lookalike or you're going to test an audience, test an audience. Got it? And duplicate it. Adam, go ahead. I'm keep
Wait,
using you
so
because you keep bringing coaches up.
oh yeah. So I was gonna ask too. So with my personal page, it was mainly a bunch of like fitness content before, but now I'm like really trying to go for
Mhm.
targeting fitness coaches. Do you think I should still use a lookalike with my Instagram, or what are your thoughts on that?
So is your audience a bunch of fitness coaches? Is your audience a bunch of people who are interested in fitness in general?
More so people interested in fitness, or yeah, not really fitness coaches.
So building a lookalike off of just people who are interested in fitness would not work as well as trying to direct target fitness coaches. You can test it with a small budget and see what kind of leads you get, but I don't think they'll be
Yeah,
fitness
because
coaches.
I am starting to post more targeting towards fitness coaches, so I thought it might be worth it to do that. But I'll see.
Yeah, if you pivot your content into like the Alex Hormozy style, where he was like gym launch stuff, where hey, this is how to build a gym, this is how to build your coaching program. And you start making content on that, and you start getting a lot of followers and profile visits from people like that, then it makes sense to do it. Now I feel like I don't know your page that well, but I feel like your page right now is probably mostly just about people who
Yeah.
like going to the gym and like watching it go to the gym. Marco, go ahead.
So, what do you think about letting Meta AI to work the stuff like open targeting? Because for one of my client, I have like better results with an open targeting than interest targeting and stuff like that.
Yeah, so 100%. In most cases, open targeting kind of it lags behind lookalikes and stuff like that. But if you have money to spend to just launch open targeting, it works really well too. Most of the times when people don't have an Instagram following or something like that, what I do is I create 4 to 5 different ad sets and I test different things. So one of them will be completely broad and completely open. So I'll literally just call this like OP broad test. I'll run that with all the ads underneath it. This one will be like interest stack, and I'll stack like 4 or 5 interests. This one will be look alike off of whatever I could build it off of if they don't have an Instagram audience. I just maybe a customer list, maybe an email list, whatever data they have, I try to build a lookalike off of that data. And then the last one you could do, if you really want to get into it, like whatever other info they kind of give you. So a lot of people say you can do like one interest. So just like the biggest, broadest interest you can test, like let's say entrepreneurship, and you're targeting agency owners. You just do it as entrepreneurship as a whole and hope that it works, right? But broad testing is really good. It works really well in some cases, but it usually lags behind and it costs more in the beginning. So it's not the most cost-effective thing to start. If you have a good call out in your ad, it'll work better. So if your ad starts with like fitness coaches, then Meta's algorithm will kind of understand and put it in front of fitness coaches a little bit better.
Yeah, I've heard like better thing is to put the open targeting and direct targeting in your creatives.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So calling people out, making your creatives very certain, and then leaving the targeting open is a decent way to scale cold. It's not the most cost effective in most cases, but you will get good lead quality.
Nice,
Any other questions?
Thank you. Oh.
All right, boys. Is there anything else in the ads manager that is kind of scary that you want to go over? So that's a basic rundown of ads manager. Anything else? Doesn't make sense for people? Xavier?
If I wanted to like run ads to an app, like essentially would I just click that button and then just have the
So
copy?
you'd create a campaign that would go down to promotion, and then you'd go down here and set it up. So
And
it's on the campaign level, yeah. And then I think you have to, don't take my word for it because I've never ran app ads, but I think, yeah, you have to select an app store ad or something and integrate with Meta so that people, when they press it, it takes them to the App Store or the Google Play Store and they download
okay,
it away.
got it.
I've never done this, so don't take my word for it.
Okay, cool.
Do some YouTube video research.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I've never ran that before, but yeah, I guess give it a try. What kind of app do you have, brother? Huh?
Fitness app.
Oh, that's cool.
Like
That's actually really cool.
Xavier's client. She has like 600K organic followers, doesn't she?
Yeah, across all her platforms. Yeah.
Dude, crazy. Yeah. Just run a retargeting audience to app downloads, and you'll probably be getting app downloads at like less than $3.
The Prince, the beat, the Prince.
Yeah.
Adam, go ahead.
I had a question. I heard you were talking about like lower ticket things earlier in the call. So with the fitness coaches that I work with, you're saying that's a good idea if I can have something, maybe before they book a call, whatever it is, where like say a lower ticket course, like a booty program or whatever program it is, and have that before the actual call, or what
Yeah.
were you?
No. You want to have downsells just to maximize your audience, but yeah, giving them value will make them more likely to show up onto the actual call.
But you're saying like having those down sells before you pitch the actual call, right?
No. The downsells are more for you to actually optimize on your ads, right? But not before you pitch the call. You don't want to try to sell people cold stuff, right? So the downsells are more to make sure that when you're hopping on a call, if the person doesn't buy your 5K offer, they're not just like a wasted lead. You know what I mean?
I
So
thought you were
you-
talking about like having the actual like lower ticket info product, whatever it was, pitched first, and then using those people that buy that to get them on a call. That's what I thought.
No.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. There's a lot of people who try to, you guys know Will Rivera? Like Will changes lives. Nobody? Big info product seller. No? Nobody?
I didn't when you said it to me the other day. Luca does though, it seems.
Will, I'll show you. Will. So he ran just a webinar recently. Huge guy, honestly. I don't know how you guys don't know him. Massive guy. But he ran a webinar like 2 days ago or something. And before you like when you sign up for the free webinar, they put you in a funnel that was like, hey, for $27, you can kind of get like early access. And apparently, from what I'm hearing down the pipeline from like WOB guys, like that worked really, really well. So they just made it like a $27 community where you got kind of like early onset access to the webinar and to the community before, and then they sold their $997 offer, because I think their final offer was $997. So you could test it. Will did it and it worked apparently.
Sick.
All right, boys, that's pretty much everything for my presentation. You guys have any other questions?
Yeah, so I think we'll just go into if you guys have any other questions. I think we've kind of covered most things, to be fair. But
Yeah, I feel bad,
yeah,
like
if
some of you
want-
guys missed the beginning. I feel like I gave some sauce in the beginning.
yeah, if you guys want some personalized value, then just put your hand up, whatever, and then we'll
Yeah,
just-
for sure. We can go into some offers for you guys if you have offers, if you want to structure an offer on the call. Kingsley, go ahead.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, brother?
Good, man.
So-
appreciate all the value, by the way. This was really, really insightful, so I appreciate it.
No problem, brother.
Just one thing. I have a client that wouldn't be the typical kind of client I would like to say, and his offer. So basically, he's a financial advisor, and he basically at the moment he's offering life insurance, right? So anything life insurance, well, financial protection like critical illness, home insurance, life insurance, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
At the moment, what we were trying to do, because his organic was kind of doing it was doing well. For the last 4 months, we took him from basically 0 to 70,000 followers on Instagram, and he gets a lot of good engagement. And we do a lot of like the CTAs where you comment the word and we'll send him a DM and all that kind of stuff. Now they weren't really converting over to his VSL the way we thought it would. Now I did speak to Harvey last week about it, and he kind of like made like a plan where we would have like run an opt-in ad, basically opt-in ad to his landing page, and then once they opt in and they watch the VSL, after a few minutes we'll get a dialer on the other side and basically try dial anybody that opted in, and then get them to book a call with the financial advisor. I just want to see what your what would be like your input on that, and like what would you think is the best way to go for like a financial advisor offering life insurance?
I've never worked with a financial advisor before, so it's a very interesting position to be in. Do I think that's a good system? Yeah, I would almost have the dialer before the VSL. Because usually speed to lead is very effective with industries like that. The faster you can get to the lead and the faster you can actually get to possibly them booking them onto a call or doing something compared to showing them a VSL. It's a very personalized thing, right? They kind of want to hop on the phone and talk to somebody. It's not like, I mean, it's like sex coaches, right? Like I know a sex coach here in Miami who sells everything. And the second they hop on, like somebody fills out information, they're hopping on the phone with them and trying to talk to them, the setter and the dialer right away to just like, hey, like, you know, is everything okay? Blah, blah, like, what can we do? Because it's a very personal thing. So I would say the same thing with financial advisors. I would say probably go more on the dialers than the VSL. I don't think a VSL is really the way to go.
Okay, so in what way? So like the VSL is more like it's the training video, and basically how they will be able to like inherit 6 to 8 figures if they basically get their policy through my client. So you're saying if we were to run an opt-in ad and then to get a dialer before they watch the VSL or the training video?
What you can do is you can do just a GHL page with the VSL on it and then a type form right underneath it. You'll see that through pixel data, you'll see that 60% of people don't watch the VSL. They just fill out the type form right away and they don't care. Don't ask them to book a call, just ask them to fill out the type form. And then right when that type form's going and everything, get the dialer in on them right away. So if they then choose to watch the VSL or they choose to leave, the dialer's instantly hitting them right away. Okay. So I actually have a real estate coach who does that right now. And basically they're just type form. As soon as the person's qualified, they have about 6 dialers. They're just dialing them right away. So they send them to a thank you page that has a VSL, but the second the type form is qualified, it's just instant dialer.
Sick.
And they're doing around 250K a month with that process.
Okay, sick. So basically you run the opt-in ad, and as soon as they're qualified, we get a dialer onto them ASAP and then qualify them on the call and then try to get them to book a call through the dialer themselves.
Exactly. And then for that, I don't like booking calls out more than 2 to 3 days, because 2 to 3 days out, people usually no show, lose interest, whatever, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure you guys know that already, but the sooner the better. Like with the real estate, we have people who literally like book same day. We're like, hey, can you do a call at 5 p.m. actually today? And they're like, and you're like, bro, come on, 5 p.m. And they're like, okay, 5 p.m. I'll be there.
We've got a client right now just to add into the opt-in funnel who's just hit his biggest month. He done like 350K, which is a bit crazy. But we're running everything opt-in funnel, and sometimes they don't even watch the VSL because they get hit up so quick that the dialer just calls them, books them onto an appointment. It's kind of just there as like back-end nurturing. And it could definitely be effective, but once you get a dialer, and like Nathan was saying, the speed to lead stuff, that stuff is honestly like you just have to get your CRM really dialed.
Yeah.
Like your dialer's got to know the CRM. It's got to be like there's stuff in the program we're going to be adding or going over, like how to zap it into your communication platform so your dialer can see when someone opts in straight away. And that's the most important. So yeah, just thought I'd add that.
Yeah, I usually have either an SMS or a Slack message going out. So like, if it's a low leverage business, meaning they don't get more than like 10 leads a day, you can SMS your dialers with the person's phone number who actually booked. Or if it's a higher leverage business where there's multiple setters and it's speed to lead and they're fighting for leads, then put it into a Slack channel. Cool.
Anyone else?
I had another question. I know I'm
Yeah,
asking
go
a lot. So what are your thoughts on lead magnet like ads, where you basically have them comment or something? I've seen a lot of people use it in organic fitness videos. I'm not sure about the quality of leads that it brings. What are your thoughts on that? Because when I've done it for my clients, like it makes it very easy to start conversations and book a call from there.
Yeah. So it's really good. Giving free value away is honestly one of the easiest ways to get people's information, possibly book a call with them, possibly have them do anything. My only issue with that is in a lot of cases, I run a lot of like B2B stuff and high ticket offers and stuff like that. There's a lot of tire kickers who just basically want the free value. They just want whatever the free value is, and they most likely just claim the free value and then leave or go away. So your conversion rate is like, I think, we'll cut this out. When we did stuff with Eddie and stuff like that, like they had 60, 70,000 people in their free community, and we were running paid traffic, like join the free community, and they converted on like 1,000 people out of that. So 70,000 to 1,000 is obnoxious numbers. Like that's horrible. So is it good to get it started going, build a name for yourself, do all that stuff? Yeah. I'm personally not the biggest fan of just running it unless it's like a webinar. If you're running a free training or a webinar or a cohort, it works because you're thinking like, I'm nurturing these people on the webinar. I'm nurturing them. So then by the time they spent 45 minutes, an hour 20 with you on the actual webinar, they're almost like indoctrinated to buy.
Yeah. And I had one quick question about the dialers. I don't have any experience with that. Like, and I don't know if this is the right place to ask, but like with that process, like, let's say doesn't like, I was just thinking, because if someone is on a call with someone because, you know, of their personal brand or whatever it is, do you think it'd be pretty weird for some random Philippine person to be on the call with the prospect, or like how does that usually work? Or is it just people that come from the ads directly?
It'd be weirder if I was to call leads, right?
Yeah.
Like you actually gain like
Authority.
you gain authority because you've got a team, right? Who wants to buy from a business owner who's dialing their own leads? But obviously you don't want to have it as a Philippine person. Obviously you want to find the right fit. And when you are like doing setting systems for clients, the biggest thing is finding the right fit. Like I get paid now to like for placements, for high level clients, we do placements. And the biggest thing is like time zone, location, age range. So for example, for this massive client we had, we're running now, there was a couple applications. Some people were in the right, time zone. So this is a Australian client, but so some of them were 19 years old. But the people that were buying onto the offer are more 30 years old, 50, even 50 plus. So that's something to keep in consideration as well. But no, it's just like, there's scripts in the program going over it. But it's like, hey, I'm calling from mobileclients.io. Luke just asked me to personally reach out to you. And you gain that authority that way as well, So that's what you should do for your clients.
And how much would you have to pay a dialer, like around per month?
If it's a good, honestly, when it comes to paying set of commissions or this kind of stuff, it really depends on the offer and how hot the leads are, like how many they're getting per day. If your client's got a good high ticket offer, then we say 7% cash collected commission. And that should do pretty well. That's like industry standard for like good high ticket offers. If you're going more, if it's a little bit more, like it really depends on the offer. If the client doesn't have too much lead flow, then you might have to pay a little bit of a wage just because there's not that much incentive. And the worst thing when you're doing setting for clients is the setter leaving, right? Because it's so slow to get it back into motion. But yeah, we do 7% to 5% commission of the cash collected.
And no base pay, right?
No base pay.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Sweet.
Yeah, and especially with that stuff, you want to kind of incentivize people and have them working with good lead flow and stuff like that. And it's also like back to what Luke said with authority stuff. Like I just had a lead come through for my offer yesterday, and it was a really, really high leverage lead already. They're already doing 175K a month, and my DM setter literally was like, "Hey, this person filled out the form and then also DM'd us on Instagram. He's saying that he's a high leverage business owner. He has the proof, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you hop on the call instead of me?" Instantly, boom, I hopped on the call and they're like, "Oh, you're on the call. I was talking to your setter." It's a much higher and I was like, "Oh, my setter told me you're a higher leverage business." Then just like, "Hey man, I heard you want to buy from me. Like, please, like, it's kind of like I'm into ads, I'm running the business and I'm calling you too." It's like, it smells of brokey kind of.
Yeah. Sick. All right, bro. Does everyone else? I think we're gonna do
Marco has a question.
more. Yeah, Marco, you got a question, and we'll take one more after.
Yeah, so what do you think about testimonial ads, and are they better for the cold or warm audience?
So yeah, it's always really, really easy to lure people in with high-level testimonials. I do it all the time for my ads. Everyone does it. When you're showing a testimonial, it's very, very easy to get people interested, especially if it's a testimonial that is insane, like for your industry, right? Like it lures people in. So I would say 100%. It's part of the ad structure actually that I gave you guys. I don't know if you guys screenshotted it, but we emphasize social proof a lot. Like you want to show social proof. You want to have testimonial ads. It's a bit different when it's just like, hey, like how much money did you make? Blah, blah. Like it's a little bit better. Like see right here, you have the social proof aspect of it. Like you want to show as much social proof. You can lead with social proof. I actually have one of my ads that I'll pull up for you guys so you could see. I gotta stop sharing. Oh no, I can just go right here. You can lead with social proof because it works really, really well. I would say 100% use it.
Yeah, I understand.
Let me see if I can pull up one of mine. Which one is it? Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of fitness coaches, like they literally just take a huge client win and just like have that as a hook of the video and talk about the whole transformation, their pain points, and like yeah, and it works really good.
Yeah, all the more proof, the better. And in most cases, it looks like really good on you to just basically like show your client results. How do I? Oh, here we go. Xavier.
Could you talk about just like the do's and don'ts? Well, basically the don'ts of like what not to do when running an ad so you don't get banned.
The biggest
Good
do's
question.
and I would say the biggest one. That's a really good question. Don't scale too fast. So that's the prime way to get an ad account ban or have issues or just blow up your campaign. So a lot of people get really antsy and they see like semi good results when they're starting and they're like, okay, well, I'm doing $20 a day. Well, I'm gonna make it 100 now or make it 200 because like it's just you're going to overexpand your audience. You're not going to get the same results and you're going to blow up the campaign. Do you want to scale? The predictable way to scale is 20% budget increases every 3 days. In terms of banned ad accounts, try not to make bold claims in the first 15 seconds. This is more for financial people. Try not to make financial claims. For gym people and stuff like that, you can make more gym claims. You can't say like, I will, Harvey, I DM me money to make money. I can't like you can't say stuff like that. Like you can't be like, oh, this to make money or this to do that. Like you have to like keep it very wraps, but that's more for like make money offers. With other things, just try not to curse. I mean, cursing kind of gets like banned on ad platforms and stuff like that. But other than that, overscaling is a big issue. I see a lot of people like get trigger happy with ad accounts and they end up ruining what's running because you go from spending $50 a day to spending 500. Like the audience that you have is slowly learning. It just overexpands and then you blow up the whole campaign basically. That's a big don't. Bans, in most cases, if you're not running make money online or financial offers, Kingsley, I know you're running a financial offer, you might have to read a lot more into the actual like metrics and stuff because you have to be very careful with financial offers. You'll get more ads disallowed than you will get them approved.
Yeah, anything crypto trading,
Yep.
that sort of stuff, then yeah, you
Yeah.
have to watch it. And also privacy policy if you're running like on a opt-in page or like
Yeah.
anything like that.
Privacy
need that.
policy is very, very important. It's not something that will bite you. Like it's not something that will hurt you in the beginning because you'll be able to get your ads up without privacy policy. You'll be able to run them for maybe months or something, but all it takes is one report of somebody to report that your page doesn't have privacy policy, and then Meta looks into it and they basically just disallow your page.
Sick.
Sounds
Sick.
good.
Well, I think that's pretty much gone over pretty much everything. Yeah, I appreciate you all turning up to call. Hope we got a ton of value. Nate, do you want to just say kind of last thing and then?
Yeah. Awesome, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot. For those of you who are going to run ads or trying to run ads now, I don't know. You could follow me on Instagram. If you don't already. I feel like most of you guys wants to buy from me.
Nate's ad is fire, by the way.
My ad?
Your ad is so fire.
Oh, because you're getting hit by them, right?
Oh yeah.
I could pull them up. I have one of them right here, probably. Yeah, I do. This is a good example of leading with social proof. Let's see. Yeah, I just kind of walk with social proof on all of these. So they're mostly all just social proof. So see how it works with Tom, 19 qualified book calls, 4 days working, blah, blah, blah. Next thing, keep going. It leads with social proof. Also, I kind of play like a gamified angle on these where I just make it like interesting to watch. It keeps your retention up and makes sure you get more leads. Pretty simple.
Yep. Sick.
Have you gotten hit by the Miami one, Xavier, yet or no?
No, that's
Oh,
the
no,
only
I-
one. That's the only one I think I saw.
Because
Did
I
you-
have. Go
Did
ahead.
you cut that one short in the beginning on purpose or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it literally like I had to like rewatch it like twice.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. And I also have ones that are direct targeting, like Miami ones, and those are printing in terms of lead quality, just because like they're ICP call outs and they're working really well. Like I literally have $25 lead that we're closing on 3K up front and 15% of their 100K business.
Yeah, it's
And
fucked
that's
what
just
you-
directly targeting only people in Miami or that area or Florida.
It's literally just it's just targeting Brickle. It's like info of product owners in Brickle. And I literally like I hopped off the call and the guy was like, all right, cool, let's do it. And I was like, bro, let's go get some dinner. And we just went and got dinner yesterday at Ojo, actually, Harvey.
Which one was that one again?
Ojo de Agua. Come on, bro. You don't remember
Asian
Ojo?
woman.
Oh, the one. Oh, the one with the.
What did he just say? Asian woman?
Yeah, that's how we like remember it. But I feel like we yap. All the boys are yapping now. But
Yeah.
all right, cool. Yeah. So I think that was a really good call. This call is going to be in the program anyway. If you guys want to go over a few things, but Nate, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
And
Thank you guys so much.
yeah, for sure we'll run it back sometime soon.
For sure.
Cool.
Have a
Appreciate
good one,
everyone.
everyone.
Thanks, guys. Awesome call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.